1, 2, 3.
That's it! It's over! What a match!
Alright, I'm gonna be real. This is like the third time I've tried this. The first time I attempted it, the microphone audio did not come out. Second time was kind of cringe. So third time's the charm, hopefully. If you couldn't tell by the title, we are talking about you-know-who. And it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, which is exactly what happened to Mr. Hogan on Monday when he decided to come out during a 3-hour broadcast and promote his stupid-ass Real American Beer. Now, let's get the political stuff out of the way first, shall we? Because we all know who he endorsed. We very well all know who Undertaker endorsed. But the differences are night and day. And let me explain. Undertaker was someone who did the job. He was loyal to Vince. He was loyal to the company. Undertaker was also part of the BSK, which you can see the tattoo on his stomach, which was a group of WWE superstars during the time of his tenure, early on rather, that was mixed up of several different individuals, all of whom were all biracial individuals. Undertaker was a locker room leader, again going back to what I said, putting over talent, things of that nature. Hulk Hogan, however, as we all know, was a bit of a troubled person, to say the least. Someone who didn't want to pass the baton. We can look at Hogan Warrior. Warrior 1, Hogan was supposed to be going away. Not long after that, I want to say maybe 2 months after that, he shows his happy ass back in the WWE. Another example, Hogan Michaels. That was supposed to be a planned trilogy. Hogan said, "It's not gonna work for me, brother." So, Shawn Michaels, being Shawn Michaels, probably did the best thing. I wouldn't really necessarily call it going into business for himself, but he just oversold the shit out of everything Hogan threw at him, and it was beautiful. He's gone on record saying that he probably shouldn't have done that, but fuck it. Why not? You didn't. I'm happy you did. Politicking and backstage stuff aside, we all know how Hogan is, or was, and probably still would be if he was still able to do stuff in the ring. I mean, he did it in TNA. He really brought that company downhill, but I digress. Now we rewind about 10 years, because we're in 2025. I believe this whole predicament happened in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. In his drunken stupor, which when you're not sober, you tend to typically lean into the truth a little bit more so than what you would if you weren't under the influence, which is exactly what happened with Hogan. Hogan, I believe, was drunk, and in a leaked audio, decided to go on a bit of a racial tirade in regards to someone that his daughter Brooke was seeing. And I believe this is during the time in which she was trying to flourish in her music career, which I don't know if it ever became a thing. I've not heard anything, and I probably never will, nor do I want to. So whatever. This man went on a alcohol-fueled racial rant in regards to black people. You could probably fill in the blanks as far as what was said if you've been living under a rock for these past 10 years. If for whatever reason you've not heard the audio or this is news to you, do your homework. I saw a couple of people bitching online when it was happening last Monday on Raw, when Hogan was getting booed to high hell, that it's disrespectful. He's a legend. The business wouldn't be the same or where it's at if it wasn't for him. And you know what? I can admit, they're probably correct. So we'll give him his flowers there. But this is a situation where you have to separate the art from the artist. And in this regard, the artist happens to be a big piece of shit, which is exactly why people trying to draw comparisons as far as the political parties go with Hogan or Undertaker, the difference is night and day. One was a locker room leader, sought after by every guy and girl that was on the roster, or that could even chew his ear off for just a second, even when he wasn't active and just backstage. The other one was a politicking, selfish, racist son of a bitch. So you be the judge as to who is right or wrong in this situation and if he deserved it or not. In my opinion, it warmed my heart to hear him get booed viciously like that by the 17,000 in attendance in the Intuit Dome in LA. The cherry on top was Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin himself, getting a much louder pop than Hogan, which is great. Must have really damaged his ego. Topanga got a huge pop. Stephen Amell got robbed, but I will say I don't think the clean shave was doing him any favors, because I was almost even like, who the hell is that? He looks like 10 years younger. It's crazy. Vanessa Hudgens got a pretty warm reception. O'Shea Jackson Jr. All random celebrities that were in the crowd that are legitimate fans, of course. Bigger, louder pop than Hogan got, and a better reception. It's karma, really, to be quite honest with you, when you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And instead of being a man, like his theme music suggests, he really hasn't. He's refused to own up to it, or from something that I read as well, when the whole thing transpired, was he was offered to visit Black campuses, colleges, something of that regard, in which he evidently responded with no. So if you're not willing to do the work, or even try to make it seem like you're sorry for what you said, not my problem. It was deserved. So much for being a man. But to you, Mr. Hogan, we're not going to let that one slide. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, or it's probably down here actually. What the hell am I thinking of? Like this video, share with your friends, comment down below, let me know what you thought about this whole predicament. Check the description box down below. You can find the links to all of my socials: Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, even though I don't know what's going to be happening with that in just a couple of days. So whatever, we'll go see. Most importantly, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or possible stream in the future. I'm going to be, of course, doing the whole WWE Weekly thing every week, as suggested in the title. And then, maybe a couple of other different things or whatever. I'll still be uploading any footage from whatever events that I happen to go to, any pay-per-views or PLEs, Raws, SmackDowns, NXTs, whatever. Even any independent shows. I'll be uploading some WWE 2K gameplay as well. I've got some 2K24 footage that's going to be hitting the channel throughout the week, actually. And then, of course, we'll probably reconvene back on Saturday or Sunday for episode 2 of WWE Weekly. This was just a little bonus episode, something that I forgot to mention in the original, so I just kind of wanted to get that out there in the open. But yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions. Probably super irrelevant, but hopefully you guys agree. If you disagree for whatever reason or anything, comment section down below. Love, peace, and chicken grease, and I will catch you all in the next video. So thank you all so much for tuning in.
It was my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. My predator smells fear, I smell a lot. My competitors flex here. They smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, much success, stress us. I want it all, no less.